Hello, my name is Muhammad Farhan Fadilah. Today I would like to present about classroom management for the final exam. The first material is teaching tolerance. Teaching tolerance means educating students about respecting and accepting people who are different from themselves, including their backgrounds, beliefs, and identities. It involves promoting empathy, understanding, and positive attitudes towards diversity to create inclusive and harmonious communities. I have some point here for teaching tolerance. First is promoting awareness and understanding. Educators aim to raise awareness about various forms of diversity, including differences in race, ethnicity, religion, culture, socioeconomic status, sexual orientation, gender identity, and abilities. Teaching tolerance involves providing effectual information, dispelling stereotypes, and encouraging critical thinking to help students understand the complexities of identity and diversity. Two is encouraging empathy and perspective taking. Central to, central to teaching tolerance is fostering empathy, the ability to understand and share the feelings of others. Educators encourage students to put themselves in others' shoes, consider different perspectives, and recognize the impact of the words and actions on the individuals from diverse backgrounds. The third is challenging bias and stereotypes. Teaching tolerance involves addressing bias, prejudice, and stereotypes that contribute to discrimination and inequality. Educators engage its students in discussions and activities that challenge stereotypes and promote positive attitudes towards marginalized or underrepresented groups. Number four, promoting respectful communication and behavior. Educators teach and model respectful communication and behavior towards individuals with diverse background and perspectives. This includes promoting active listening, constructive dialogue, and conflict resolution strategies that foster understanding and mutual respect. The conclusion is, overall, teaching tolerance is a proactive approach to education that aims to create a more just and inclusive society by equipping students with the knowledge, skills, and attitudes needed to respect and appreciate diversity in all its forms. It prepares students to navigate a multicultural world with empathy, understanding, and commitment to social justice. Next is helping students handle anger, frustration, and aggression. Helping students handle anger, frustration, and aggression involves teaching them how to recognize and manage these strong emotions in constructive ways. It includes strategies like identifying feelings, using calming techniques, solving problems peacefully, communicating effectively, fostering a sportive environment, modeling positive behavior, and offering personalized support when needed. These efforts aim to promote emotional regulation, conflict resolution skills, and safe, respectful learning atmosphere. Here's some points of helping students handle anger, frustration, and aggression. The first is emotional awareness and recognition. Encourage students to identify and label their emotions. This involves helping them recognize signs of anger, frustration, or aggression in themselves and others. Educators can use activities such as a mood chart, emotion wheels, or role-playing scenarios to facilitate discussions about feelings and emotional responses. Second is teaching coping strategies. Equip students with a repertoire of coping strategies they can use when they experience strong emotions. These strategies may include deep breathing exercise, mindfulness techniques, progressive muscle relaxation, visualization, or engaging in physical activities like walking or stretching. Teaching these techniques proactively helps students build resilience and self-regulation skills. Third, promoting problem-solving skills. Teach students effective problem-solving strategies to manage situations that trigger their anger or frustration. Encourage them to brainstorm solutions, evaluate consequences, and consider alternatives before reacting impulsively. By developing problem-solving skills, students learn to approach challenges more constructively and reduce the likelihood of escalating conflicts. Fourth, encouraging effective communication. Emphasize the importance of clear and respectful communication in expressing feelings and resolving conflicts. Teach students active listening skills, assertive, assertiveness rather than aggression, and strategies for de-escalating tense situations through calm and assertive communication. Role-playing scenarios can be valuable for practicing the skill in a controlled environment. Fifth, creating a supportive environment. Foster classroom culture that values empathy, understanding, and mutual respect. Encourage students to support one another and seek help from trusted adults when they need assistance managing their emotions. Establishing clear behavioral expectations and consequences for inappropriate behavior helps maintain a safe and supportive learning environment for all students. Sixth, modeling calm and positive behavior. Model healthy emotional regulation and problem-solving strategies as an educator. Demonstrate how to handle challenging situations calmly and respectfully, even when faced with frustration or conflict. Your behavior serves as a powerful example for students and reinforces the importance of managing emotions constructively. Seventh, individualized support and intervention. Recognize that each student may require different levels of support based on their unique emotional needs and experiences. Over individualized interventions, such as counseling, mentoring, or behavior plans for students who struggle consistently with anger or aggression. Collaborate with school counselors, psychologists, and parents to develop personalized strategies for managing emotions and improving behavior. Conclusion of The conclusion of it is by implementing these strategies consistently and compassionately, educators can help students develop essential skills for handling anger, frustration, and aggression in healthy and constructive way. Building emotion, building emotional resilience not only support academic success but also fosters positive relationships and overall well-being in students' lives. The third material is disruptive behavior. Disruptive behavior in educational setting refers to action or conduct by students that interfere with the learning environment, disrupt teaching activities, and may negatively impact the overall classroom atmosphere. Example on aspect of disruptive behavior is taking out of turn, refusal to follow construction, physical aggression, verbal aggression, defiance, distracting behavior, and obstruct behavior. The talking out of turn is constantly interrupting the teacher or classmates, refusal to follow instruction, ignoring direction, or actively resisting tasks. Physical aggression is pushing, hitting, or engaging in physical altercations with peers. Verbal aggression is using disrespectful language, swearing, or making threats. Defiance, openly challenging authority, arguing, or refusing to comply with rules. Distracting behavior, making noises, playing with objects, or engaging in unrelated activities during class. Off-task behavior is daydreaming, using electronic devices without permission, or not participating in assigned activities. Two is impact on a learning environment. Disrupting disruption of instruction. Teachers' ability to effectively teach and students' ability to learn are compromised. Negative emotional climate is disruptive behavior can create anxiety, stress, or frustration among students and teachers alike. Third is decreased academic performance. Students may struggle to focus or complete tasks due to constant interruptions. Fourth is social consequences. Disruptive behavior can affect peer relationship and contribute to negative classroom culture. The third is causes of disruptive behavior. Individual factors is personal challenges such as learning disabilities, emotional difficulties, or social issues. Environmental factors is classroom dynamics, peer influences, or consistent or inconsistent discipline practice. Three is constructional factors, boredom, lack of engagement, or mismatch between teaching methods and student needs. The last is external factors, like family issues, community stressors, or broader societal influences. Fourth is strategies to address disruptive behavior, clear expectation and routines, positive behavior reinforcement, consistent consequences, individualized support, and collaboration with families. Next is this is the part two of the classroom management exam. The problem is Mrs. Johnson is a fifth grade teacher who has been teaching for over 10 years. This year, she has a student named Alex who frequently displays aggressive behavior. Alex often interrupts lessons, talk back to the teacher, and sometimes even becomes physically aggressive towards his classmates. Mrs. Johnson has tried various strategies to manage Alex's behavior, such as setting clear rules and consequences, positive reinforcement for good behavior, and speaking with Alex privately to understand the roots of his aggression. However, despite her efforts, Alex's behavior has not improved significantly. The question is, what classroom management techniques can Mrs. Johnson implement to address Alex's aggressive behavior, provide at least three specific strategies, and explain how each one could help improve the situation? This is the answer. Behavioral contract. The explanation is Mrs. Johnson can create a behavioral contract in collaboration with Alex. This contract clearly outlines expectation for behavior, consequences for aggression, and reward for positive behavior. How it helps? By involving Alex in creating the contract, it helps him take ownership of his behavior. Having clear expectations and consequences provides structure and accountability, which can motivate Alex to manage his behavior more positively. Two is behavioral supports and interventions. Explains Mrs. Johnson should work with the school's support system, including counselors and behavioral specialists, to develop targeted intervention for Alex. This may include implementing a behavior intervention plan, or BIP, that includes specific strategies to prevent and manage aggression. How it helps is tailored intervention can address the underlying causes of Alex's aggression. This may involve teaching Alex alternative ways to express his emotions, providing providing him with coping skills, and offering consistent support to help him succeed academically and socially. Last is positive reinforcement and individualized attention. Explanation. Mrs. Johnson should increase positive reinforcement for Alex's good behavior. This can include verbal praise, rewards such as tokens or privilege, and specific acknowledge of improvements. How it helps positive reinforcement encourage alikes to repeat desired behaviors. It trusts and reducing the likelihood and aggressive outbursts. Additionally, providing individualized attention and encouragement can boost Alex's self-esteem and motivation to behave positively. The conclusion is implementing these strategies requires consistency, collaborating with school support teams, and ongoing communication with Alex parents or guardians. By addressing Alex's aggressive behavior through structured interventions, positive reinforcement, and collaborative efforts, Mrs. Johnson can create a supportive environment where Alex can learn and thrive while managing his behavior more effectively. Problem 2 is Mr. Smith is a seventh grade math teacher who has noticed that several students in his class frequently engage in off-task behavior during lessons. These students often daydream, chat with classmates, or use their phones instead of focusing on their work. Despite Mrs. Smith's attempts to redirect their attention and provide engaging activities, the problem persists. This off-task behavior is disrupting the learning environment and affecting of overall performance of the class. The question is, what strategies can Mr. Smith use to increase on-task behavior and decrease off-task behavior? Provide at least three specific strategies and explain how each one could help address the issue. The answer is first, clear expectation and procedures. Explanation: Mr. Smith should establish clear expectation for one-task behavior and classroom procedures from the beginning of the school year. This includes outlining specific rules about when and how students should engage in class activities, use of electronic devices, and expectation during independent work. It helps. Clear expectations provide structure and clarity for students, reducing ambiguity about what is expected of them. When students understand and when students understand the rules and procedures, they are more likely to stay on task and participate actively in class activities. Second is active engagement strategies. Explanation: Mr. Smith can incorporate more interactive and engaging teaching strategies into his lessons. This may include using hands-on activities, group work, problem-solving tasks, and technology tools that actively involve students in learning. How it helps: active engagement keeps students focused and interested in the lesson content. When students are actively participating and interacting with the material, they are less likely to engage in off-task behaviors such as daydreaming or chatting with classmates. It also helps maintain their attention throughout the lessons. The next answer is individualized attention and positive reinforcement. Explain. Mr. Smith should provide individualized attention and positive reinforcement to students who struggle with off-task behavior. This can include checking in with them regularly, providing specific feedback on their efforts, and recognizing improvements or instances of on-task behavior. How it helps: individualized attention shows students that Mr. Smith cares about their progress and behavior in class. Positive reinforcement, such as praise, rewards, and privileges. Reinforcement desired behavior and motivates students to stay on task. It also helps build a positive teacher-student relationship, which can encourage students to make an effort to stay engaged and focused. The conclusion is, by implementing these strategies consistently and adapting them to meet the needs of his student, Mr. Smith can create a more focused and productive learning environment. Addressing off-task behavior requires proactive measures that promote engagement, clarify expectations, and provide positive support to students. And the last is, this is the last problem for this material. Miss Brown is an eighth grade English teacher who is facing challenges with a student named Jake. Jake frequently exhibits disruptive behavior in class, such as talking off turn, making inappropriate commands, and distracting other students. Despite Miss Despite Miss Brown's attempts to manage the behavior through verbal warning and setting changes, Jake's behavior has not improved. This disruptive behavior is affecting the learning environment and making it difficult for other students to concentrate on their work. The question is, what specific strategies can Miss Brown implement to manage Jake's disruptive behavior? Provide at least three strategies and explain how each one could help address the issue. The answer is Behavioral Construct or Behavioral Intervention Plan or BIP. Explain. Ms. Brown can collaborate with Jake and possibly involve the school counselor or behavioral specialist to create a behavior construct or BIP. This plan should outline specific behavioral goals for Jake, consequences for disruptive behavior, and reward for positive behavior. Sorry. How it helps: a behavioral contract or BIP provides clarity and consistency in expectations for Jack. It sets clear boundaries and consequences, which can help him understand the impact of his behavior on himself and others. By involving Jack in the process, it encourages ownership and accountability, potentially motivating him to improve his behavior. The second is individualized attention and positive reinforcement. Ms. Brown should provide Jake with individualized attention and positive reinforcement for appropriate behavior. This includes giving specific praise when Jake follows class rules, participates positively, or contributes constructively. How it helps? Individualized attention and positive reinforcement can build a positive relationship between Ms. Brown and Jake. It reinforces desired behaviors and acknowledges Jake's efforts to improve by focusing on positive interactions. Ms. Brown can create a supportive environment that encourages Jake to engage more positively and reduce disruptive behavior. This is the last answer is alternative seating and classroom modifications. Explanation. Ms. Brown can consider modifying the classroom environment to minimize distraction and support Jake engagement. This may involve strategically placing Jake in a set that reduces distraction or moving him closer to the front of the class where Ms. Brown can monitor and redirect him more effectively. How it helps? Changing Jake's seating arrangement can help him focus better on task and reduce opportunities for disruptive behavior. It also allows Ms. Brown to provide immediate feedback and support when needed. Modifying the classroom environment shows Jake that Ms. Brown is proactive about helping him succeed and proactive and creating a conducive learning atmosphere for everyone. The conclusion is, by implementing these strategies consistently and monitoring Jake's progress closely, Ms. Brown can effectively manage his disruptive behavior and create a more positive and productive learning environment for all students in her English class. Each strategy aims to address Jake's specific behavior challenges while supporting his academic and social development. That's all the presentation that I presented to this course. Thank you for your attention.